Verse number 8, which is what we are going to do now, Bhagwan tells us, since action is compulsory, what kind of actions should we perform? What kind of actions should we perform? So, actions that are prescribed to us are those that arise out of duty, those that arise out of your dharma. The actions which are prescribed should be Shreya, not Priya. Shreya means what is in your highest interest, what is good for you. But what is always good for us and in our highest interest is not our choice. We want to do what we like, Priya. We like to do things which suit us. We like to do things which are convenient for us. We like to do things which are comfortable for us. So Bhagwan says, no, that is not the criteria for you to choose your action. You should choose what is Shreya, not Priya. And what is Shreya is always according to your dharma. So what are those actions which are prescribed by the Vedas to do? What we call Nitya Karma or obligatory duties. What are they? How do I know what is supposed to be done? What do I know what is Shreya? So there are criterias. First criteria, actions should be done according to your ashram. Ashram means the stage of life in which you are right now. There are 4 stages prescribed in the Vedas or taught in the Vedas. The first 25 years of your life, you are in Brahmacharya ashram. That means student. Student means what is your duty? Study and serve the Guru. Okay, serve your teacher. You have to revere the teacher because you are getting knowledge from your teacher. So the first 25 years you are in Brahmacharya ashram. Your duty is to study and serve your teacher. Then
study also is certain type of study. I mean that's one of the challenges.
You see now the poor child before the age of 25 doesn't really have that much freedom to choose. So that is why the next ashram, which is Grihastha ashram, has the enormous duty of guiding the child to the right knowledge. Because the child will go into the knowledge without any vivek. So it is the duty of the next ashram, 25 to 50, Grihastha, who has the biggest responsibility from all the 4 ashrams. The responsibility of guiding the child, the responsibility of the Vanaprastha, and the responsibility of the Sannyas ashram all rests on Grihastha ashram.
No, but the challenge is, I mean, like you always told us in the olden days, they had gurukuls.
Yes.
Where they were taught Brahmagyan. And that set the foundation for doing the
All the
actions as per their dharma in the Grihastha ashram.
Correct.
Because the education now is material,
Yeah.
earn more money, whatever. The Grihastha ashram actions are all according to that.
Yeah, but that is the system in which we are living, which we want to change. I would so love it if Gurukul system would come back. You know, I don't know who I was talking to just yesterday or day before yesterday. It was so beautiful. First, let me explain the 4 and then I will come back to that. Just remind me if I forget. So, the first 25 years, Brahmacharya ashram. The second 25 years, 25 to 50, Grihastha ashram, where you have to take care of all the other ashrams. You have to support the family, you have to do all those duties, earning money, providing, nurturing, etc. Then 50 to 75, Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means now you give up your worldly duties and go out, serve the community, stay in ashrams, move out from time to time come back, maybe to have your clothes cleaned, and then you head out again. You don't get involved in the nitty-gritties of daily existence. And then 75 to 100, and you know you are supposed to live for more than 100 years. So at least till 100 years, sannyas ashram, where you directly give up all worldly duties and focus entirely on your mukti, moksha. This is such a superb system because if your children are in a gurukul, the responsibility of teaching them the right gyan is with the guru. Right? Now you don't have to worry about taking them to tuition. You don't have to worry about their food. Pizza chahiye aaj, burger chahiye aaj. You don't have to worry about that. You can fully focus on your sadhana, on your duties. Right now, don't take me wrong. Right now, you are all concerned with your children. You do not have that freedom to focus on your spiritual goal. And you are bound to be stuck there. Because who's going to do it if you don't do it? Who's going to do it? There is no guru over there. And you know, though all of you love this gyan, I mean, you must be loving it, otherwise you'll not come every Sunday here. And you believe in this gyan, but yet you will never tell your children, leave all this and focus on your spiritual goal. Will you?
When they're in the right ashram, they will.
Huh?
Right now, they're not in that stage.
But then why you're 24 hours sending them from one tuition to the next class, to the next class, to the next class? Where is the time for that child's spiritual growth?
No, but that comes back to the question that I asked, which is by following the current system of education, which is completely Western influenced, not based on the values of Sanatana. You know, we are actually doing a dharma because that's
To start one Gurukul.
dharma.
Start one Gurukul. I will devote my life to it.
Yes, it's true.
We can't wait for somebody to do it. But my question is, and be honest, let us suppose tomorrow we start a Gurukul. Are you ready to take your child out of this very prestigious school which guarantees you that they will get this so many lakhs as first salary in a multinational company, and will you entrust your child to this Gurukul?
I will. If I make 100%.
तेरा तो बच्चा नहीं है अभी. इसका बच्चा अभी बच्चा नहीं है अभी. He's very नया बच्चा. Sonali said, if I have another one, then I will.
One he can have.
Chalo, she's given permission. You know, ha.
I have a question. In today's world, where you cannot physically take yourself away and reach that last sannyas stage, what is the role of grandparents in this situation?
Coming to it.
Because
I'm coming to that. So, if you had a Gurukul and your children were taken care of, Grihastha ashram people would be able to focus on what they are supposed to be focusing on. Right? Now it says that the minute the son of the family gets married and brings the bahu home, what should the son's parents be doing? Vanaprastha, out! Vanaprastha, do you know it is considered indecent? I can say it is considered indecent that the son and his new bride are having sexual relations in one room and the father and the mother are having in the other room. It is considered indecent. Therefore, it is necessary that the father and the mother release that jhumka of chavi, hand it over to the daughter-in-law, and trust her to take the responsibility of the household and photo out with the husband to vanaprastha. Go to ashrams, do seva there, do seva for society, study. You have been busy for 25 years to taking care of so many social responsibilities. Now, start spending time on the purpose for which you have been given human birth. So therefore, there were no quarrels between daughter-in-law and mother-in-law. There are no quarrels between children and parents. So the child is no longer either the parents' boj or the grandparents' boj. But what we do, even after going into vanaprastha, we are not giving up our grihastha ashram status. Not only we are getting involved in our own family, own like nuclear family, we are getting involved even in the children's grihastha ashram. So what is happening is you are not doing your dharma, you are not letting your children do their dharma also. And finally, once you have tasted that beautiful life of being in an ashram and being in seva bhav and learning the knowledge, finally at the age of 75, you go into sannyas ashram where you do not have to take any responsibility for your household running. By that time, the child from brahmacharya has come into adulthood. And now you are allowing that child also to take the responsibilities. So they are also doing their dharma. You have done your dharma. You will continue to do your dharma. Such a beautiful system. But sansar sucks us like a vacuum cleaner into it and doesn't allow us to get out of it. Once we are stuck in this web, very difficult. Therefore, Gurukul should come first. Second criteria for doing. So this, you understood what is your dharma according to ashram.
I'm sorry, this on the same issue. So therefore, by sending our children, deeper into this education, which is actually not preparing to fulfill the responsibilities of the grihastha ashram in the way it's meant to be done. It's the same rigmarole, they will get into the same thing. Are we actually doing a dharma or are we doing a dharma?
Adharma. Adharma. And do you know also, one more point I should have mentioned, is when you have sent your child to Gurukul, there will definitely not be, of course modern Gurukuls have all the luxuries, but the traditional one, there is not going to be, air condition, and there is not going to be the food that you like. Nowadays, we send our children to hostels where there is a buffet laid out, Italian section and this section and that section. You don't like this, don't beta, you can eat this. And so that traditional Gurukul is, ye hai, khao, nahi khao, to mat khao, no problem. So there are no luxuries, there are no preferences to be exerted or exercised. What is that? Tapasya. What does tapasya do? Atma Bodh students, what does tapasya do? Shira Papanam. It destroys all the 6 enemies which are in you. हाँ, Sayukta.
Yeah, in today's time, everything is so delayed. Like nobody gets married at 25. So isn't, according to what you're saying, 50 is too early for a vanaprastha? Because you've not lived that grahast life. So this is a question. Like, can it go till 60, 65, and then you decide?
You can do anything. Sanatan Dharma gives you the total freedom to do whatever you want. Just be aware of the consequences. That's all. My dear, although we start things so late, is there any guarantee that if you delay till 60, you live beyond 60? Is there a guarantee? That's not a guarantee. So it's not that I delay everything and so I can delay my death also. Right? So if you have sent the child to the right Gurukul, 25 years is more than enough to make them. In those 25 years, the child becomes more skillful, knowledgeable, talented than what we send our children till 35 and 40 in these outside schools. Because in outside schools, we only give them specialization in one thing. One. कोई भी एक talent आपका. Like I say ना, when you go to, sorry doctors, when you go to the clinic, they put a big certificate, no? Certificate in bariatric surgery. मतलब मुझे वही आता है और कुछ नहीं आता है. You are only specializing in one thing, whereas in Gurukul, in 25 years, and another thing, we can go on and on about this ashram thing. In Gurukul, it is not only at 25 you graduate and go out. If you have learnt all the skills and you have become adhikari, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, you are out of it. And you start your life as a certified expert in so many skills. And they say if you get married without the tapasya of Gurukul, the rest of your life you will be doing tapasya.